All set for the start of match number 2. Jill-Albrecht apparently liked the left-hand lay a little more than the right.
Well, she also finished up the 10th frame there, so she got 2 extra shots because she threw 1 strike.
Yeah, she made good use of them, too. And she opens up the game on that lane, and she starts right where she left off with another solid strike.
Really feeling comfortable here. Jill-Albrecht has everything in her power right now.
Now, this is what's fun about the sport of bowling. Diana-Teeters will circle the ball, throw it a little slower, completely different ball roll, and let's see if she can strike here on this pair lanes.
Well, Diana-Teeters had no trouble striking this week. As you mentioned, she shot 2 300s, shot 307 over in her 3rd round of qualifying.
Plenty of room, roll out shot, and that is the ball that she used for the 2 perfect games.
And taking a look at Diana's game, she actually moves the ball on her first step. For a 5-step player, this is very unusual. Now let's take a look at where her ball position is. Head high on her 2nd step. Very unusual. And again, she hesitates after her 2nd step to keep everything in time and the extremely high backswing. Then as she follows through, she's in nice position, very low at the line. And look at that straight arm.
Late timing deluxe. Wants it the whole pocket, and it does. An aggressive, confident double posted by Diana-Teeters. Lisa Wagner predicted some high scores. We're liable to see them from here on out.
Unfortunately for Lisa, she was probably hoping to predict a few for herself.
You're not kidding. Jill-Albrecht. Now, see, this is my point. It looked like she tugged that ball just slightly, and that was just absolutely perfect pocket hit.
It did, Danny, as well as her opening shot on 25. It appeared she tugged it a little bit, too. But again, she's setting the ball in the dry. She's pointing it, or, you know, that could be the line she's playing, not necessarily a tug. She's actually pointing it to the oil. If she gets a little bit wide with it, she's in the dry, it's going to come back.
A little bit would be a board or 2. We're not talking
right.
about much. A little more loft, good handful, and that's been the nemesis thus far. The only thing that really she's left other than a 4-pin have been some 10-pins.
She has definitely had no trouble getting to the pocket, and she's been converting her spares. Left no open frames in the first game.
Wry smile, 10-pin disappears on the left-hand lane. And don't forget, this weekend, the PGA Tour, the Las Vegas Invitational. Young fan there, obviously ready to watch the golf. It starts at 3:30 Eastern Time on Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, 5 o'clock, 2 p.m. on the West Coast.
Diana-Teeters looking for her 3rd strike in a row. Gets it.
On pace right now to maybe shoot 300. I had a chance to talk to her prior to the telecast and asked her that golden question. Hey, how do you shoot 300?
Well, the key for me is to keep the same pre-shot routine, and for the last shot to take a few extra breaths and keep your eye in the target and hope it strikes. And my last shots did, so.
Easy as that.
Easy as that.
What was your key? What is your key? Do you have anything special or no?
Exactly what she said, really. Just focus on your shots. Try and take a couple extra deep breaths. Sent that one pretty far right, but you can see she really got it back. One thing I really admire about Diana-Teeters, she's become a student of the game. She says, I try to learn every time I put my bowling shoes on, whether it be failure or a great experience. She says, I am constantly learning.
It's the attitude I think that you have to have, especially out here on the national tour. Because every week the conditions change, the equipment's changing, the houses are different, the pins are different weights. You can't go out there expecting to do the same thing every week out here and be successful.
No, you can't.
8 shots, 7 strikes, and so it's a 21-pin lead, I should say, right now for Diana-Teeters.
Jill-Albrecht leaving a half 10, soft 10 on lane 25. Looking now to carry for the double, trying to stay in the match.
with a good shot, but the same result.
Oh, no.
Other than the 10-pin wiggled and waggled, but it wouldn't fall down.
Let's take a look at the pin action here. 6-pin. Now, I wouldn't even call this a half 10 because that 6-pin started dancing around, hit the 10. Real flat bottom 10 there.
Well, then let's call it a 3/4 10.
There you go.
And we know these pins are legal because that one stood up. You mentioned the flat bottoms. She's been perfect at the 10, continues to do so. Difference in the match, though, here, her opponent, she knows, has an excellent shot. Okay, Diana's done nothing but throw strikes. Does that put more pressure on you if you're a Jill-Albrecht?
I think it does. And we might see a few more 10 pins by Jill just because a lot of times when you just maybe squeeze the ball a little bit more or really want that strike, it's inevitable that you're going to leave a 10 pin or a 4-pin.
Wonderful ball reaction and some quality shots being thrown right now by Diana-Teeters.
Let's take a look at Diana's game again. A high backswing, this shot where she's playing, she's going from about 12 to 8. There's her break point. Perfect ball reaction. She says, I'm coming out more prepared this week. She said in the past, she's made 7 television appearances. Said, I've got into a trap. And this time, she said, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna be prepared to make any type of change, whether it means going to a shinier surface ball, moving out to the dry, whatever it takes, I'm going to do it.
Trying to stay perfect. Ooh, got a huge break as the 4 tripped out. The 10 stood. Well, that is, in essence, experience talking. And maybe you can refer to this as well. Many times when players make the show the first couple times, they expect to see the same kind of conditioned ball reaction and play the same areas they did throughout the week. And a lot of times it's exactly the opposite.
I've often got in that same trap, Denny, that Diana was talking about. You're right. You come out, you want to throw that same ball, possibly that you had your best round with, or, you know, many times, like Jill-Albrecht said, she said, I've basically bowled with 1 or 2 balls all week.
No preconceived notions in the championship round. Good one cooking here in Baltimore. Diana leads by 30. We'll be right back with the conclusion of match number 2.